All right.
How do you do? We're about to unfold the story of the Son of Frankenstein.
This one is probably just as bad as his father. Good morning, son.
Well, hello.
My son, you have inherited the fortune of the Frankensteins. I trust you will not inherit their fate.
By heaven, I think you're a worse fiend than your father. What are you gonna do about it? There's a monster afoot and you know it.
Well, we warned you.
I mean, you can't say you haven't been warned. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute, which is a podcast that dissects the Universal Frankenstein film series minute by minute. I'm Bill Evenson.
And I'm Tom Lang, and you join us smack dab in the middle. Well, not quite.
No, we're getting there. We're really close.
Close to the middle of 1939's Son of Frankenstein.
I was gonna say, if you count credits, maybe we're in the middle, but no, there's like no credits.
No,
there's hardly any.
A good cast isn't even worth repeating anymore.
No, well,
because
in this
that was
case,
a Lemley thing.
Well, no, maybe, but also is this a good cast? And I guess the answer is no. It's not worth repeating.
Evidently not.
Evidently not. Actually, this is probably the highlight of this. This is maybe the best cast. If you we're already on a tangent.
I mean,
but criminally underused in some cases. One major one.
Yeah, definitely.
But actually, this is a great minute to say this about because we've got most of the minute is a conversation between Lionel Atwill, who we can't shut up about,
right,
and Josephine Hutchinson, who
we really adore.
We just love her. Yeah, you can't get enough of her. She's really a delight.
I think she's underused as well.
True, she's all which
is unfortunate.
The film series as a whole. Yeah, the genre as a whole is not a good one for strong female characters. We have to say that.
Not till the late 70s do you start to see that.
Yeah, it's true. And then they start kicking some ass.
Then they're
But the Frankenstein films before this one had a fairly good record, given that caveat that it's not good overall.
I think Whale, had that sensibility.
Yeah.
So Elizabeth certainly in 31 was a strong character.
And at times in 35.
In times, yeah.
When she wasn't shrieking.
Yeah, there's just the one time. And we were really rough on her at the beginning of Bride of Frankenstein. But it's just really the one scene where she's out of her element, Donnie.
Yeah, and she's got her hair down. Yeah. Once she puts that hair up under that hat.
Oh, she's like, force to be reckoned with.
Oh, hi, Pretorius.
Yeah.
Who's got to be the most intimidating person in the history of the world.
Scary guy. I would not want him in my house.
I just want you to know, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you don't scare me.
You don't scare me at all. You can stay. I'm not even going to ask you to leave.
That's how little I think of you.
You're a bug. All
right. Definite feeling of tension is what he said over the cut between the 2 minutes. But I think it's better to not risk the discourtesy of the villagers. I like that.
Yeah, I do like
the way that's
a lot of the dialogue. That reminds me. This is something I didn't write down, but I had mentioned that I'd gone back to the script book.
Yeah.
And there's a part in the script book, and I'm going to fuck it up if you don't.
It's up there if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if it's worth trying to find the exact, because I can't remember exactly how he says it, but there's an implication here by Mank.
You're going the wrong way. Oh, by Mank. Okay.
Yeah, that what they're trying to do. Actually, I do remember about where it was. Lee discarded the script, and I'm not going to remember it. I'm just going to say...
Paraphrase.
I'm just going to paraphrase. He says something like... Because there's a guy from the studio on the set, and there's all kinds of excerpts of him saying, I can't believe it.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
This is a nightmare. We got to shut this operation down. We don't even have a script. And he says that a number of times. And Mank at one point implies that might have been deliberate. That they were keeping the script from this guy because they didn't want him to know that he had a script, because if he saw the script, then he'd be able to have his fingers in it more and be able to understand what they're doing.
You only
cut
need
this, cut that.
You only need these.
And I like that because clearly it's a fucking script. And risking the discourtesy of the villagers, these turns of phrase, they don't just come off Atwill's head, top of his head.
You don't know that, though. Maybe they do.
Yeah, maybe they do.
I mean, he was a great guy. I knew him. He was...
Who?
Atwill.
Atwill?
Yeah. Kind of wish I would have gone to his parties.
Pinky knew how to party.
Yeah, he did.
He was married to a what? Was it who did he marry? Some rich heiress who...
she was young.
Okay.
And they had just had a baby, like, just prior to his passing, so...
lovely. Anyway, so risking the discourtesy of the villagers.
We don't get to that till Dracula's house.
Okay, we'll have to remember to bring it up then.
Yeah. That's what Wolf said.
Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of got a weird connotation there that these men are saying, no,
You don't, honey,
honey,
you don't.
sweetie, yeah, no.
Pumpkin, you
yeah.
stay. Yeah.
you just
You
stay
stay
in the
at
house.
home, kitten. Yeah.
Exactly. But she doesn't play it that way.
No,
so we're,
no.
you know, and we move on quickly.
Oh, yeah.
We don't think about it.
We don't dwell. Because he's sure that Wolf finds time heavy on his hands as well.
So that phrase, find time heavy on your hands, is an interesting one too.
Yeah.
And I looked that up and it means what you think. It's just not a phrase that I've heard.
You don't hear it. I'm sure it's sort of
Bit
archaic.
yeah. But you hear it and you instantly know what it means.
Yeah.
And it means,
You're
like,
bored.
Bored. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. And
Yesterday afternoon, about 2:00, I found time heavy on my hands.
yeah,
so
it
I
happens
left.
a lot. And yeah.
Oh no, he's almost constantly in his lab.
Right.
And that definitely piques Krog's interest. But I have to think he had an inkling that was the case anyway.
So what I have
Based
here,
on what Igor has said, what Fritz has told him, he's got to know before this. But he kind of reacts like, this is the first time hearing this.
and then he
Laboratory.
looks up at Fritz.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I wrote here. Is Krog surprised to hear he was doing
Yeah,
experiments in his
I-
laboratory? That seems to be the whole point. He was in the council chambers during the Igor interrogation.
Wheels go around.
Yeah, but
Monster pass out.
yeah, yeah. Then
I've said too much.
Eyes flicker. Monster smokes cigarette. Oh, never mind. But I will say this: Atwill was in that scene.
Yes.
But he was so busy fucking
He was
around
fucking
with
around
his
with
fake
his
arm
cigarette
that
in his
maybe
arm,
he
yeah,
just he was doing a bit.
What?
He's doing some business in the back.
Yes, he is definitely doing some business.
Well, what do you think about what Igor said, Krog? Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah,
that was
great.
something.
That was wow.
That was great. You thought it was great? I mean, not great.
No, not great, but
You know,
greatly
important.
greatly, yeah.
I meant it in the.
In the editorial,
Oh God! There's a whole scene where Krog's trying to pretend he was paying attention.
So you liked?
I mean, I got the gist of it.
you liked when Igor said he wanted to fucking slit your throat?
Yeah.
Well, no, not that part.
I did find that part was less great. So we got the payoff. We just met this guy, Fritz, and this is it.
And we're done with him.
We're done with Fritz.
Fuck him,
You guys
he's done.
Adios to Fritz. It's time to start saying goodbye to people in this movie.
We may see him here and there.
Okay.
His importance as a character is over after he nods, basically.
Yeah, he's here to nod.
He nods.
Very
He's
important
standing in the
nod.
shadows, lit up with a flashlight like a kid in
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah.
And he nods like, yep, that's true. There's a lab.
So this is
you
something
heard
that
it.
he wouldn't have been able to say earlier today. Was Krog not even paying attention then?
Apparently not.
Last minute?
Yeah.
I mean, we're making fun, but the point is, this is obviously the worst case scenario for Krog.
Oh, this is the
this
last
is
thing
the
he
last thing he wants
to hear. Yeah.
And so
definitely.
he's obviously it's a good thing that he's.
I think
The
it's
film tells us
it's
that.
mainly it's confirming his fears.
Yeah,
It's not a surprise to him, although he kind of reacts like it is.
he does. He goes
But-
a little over the top. But that's all right.
But it's confirming what he thought all along, I assume.
Yeah, that's the way I read it too.
Yeah.
He's not. Or I actually wrote here, or is he eyeballing him because the guy never mentioned it before?
Oh,
Which
maybe.
is another way to read that
That's
scene, and
true.
actually kind of
That's-
makes sense
that
on
makes
that
a little
level.
more sense.
But I don't think that's.
I
what
gave you a bus
Like, yeah,
fare.
what the
What
fuck, buddy?
man?
What am I paying you for? And the guy just nods like, yeah, fuck you,
Yeah,
man.
You pay me 60 cents, and this is what you
Yeah,
get.
that's what you get.
You asshole. You cheap fucker.
Yeah, I got all kinds of information here. If you just, make with the.
Get out your grease gun.
There you go.
He fixed over his father's old one.
To fix something over means to
Okay,
redo something.
okay.
To do something over, to redecorate something.
It never occurred to me it would be anything else, but
No, but I did look it up
You did
because
look
it's
it
just a
up.
weird phrase. There's a lot of weird phrases, and I think
Well,
a lot
it's
of
like
them
the
come from her. I have more to say later.
Yeah, they're like colloquialisms or antiquated, or just
antiquated,
fallen
yeah.
out of use.
Yeah, that's what we got here.
Yep,
Oh, I've got another one.
go for it.
Gay as a lark.
Oh, that's I've got. Wait, no,
Okay,
we got
go ahead.
plenty about that.
Yeah.
He's deep in some experiment. What sort of experiment? I don't think he knows exactly what's going on, but
Yeah.
he knew something was up.
Right.
So now he's fishing for that. And,
Right.
Oh, I'm sure I don't know. I'm just a woman. I'm an idiot.
Yes.
No, I don't get that from her.
No,
I'm sure
I
that she
agree.
just doesn't want to know. is more.
Yeah.
She's the, like Jackie and Dawn don't give a shit what we're doing, sitting
Yeah.
and talking about this.
Yeah, that's
They
not
know
a
what we're-
judgment. It's,
No, it's just that's
Why do
their
I
thing.
care
Why
about that?
would I bother them with
right.
that?
I also like, I'm sure I don't know. That's
Yeah.
another kind of a weird.
Yeah.
Like everything she says kind of is just a little bit off now.
Yeah.
It's not, but it's all perfectly understandable.
Yeah, he's terribly preoccupied. But as soon as his problem's solved, he'll be as gay as a lark again.
I looked it up. Did you look it up?
No, but
There's 2 definitions on Wiktionary. The first is a synonym for happy as a lark, which is the way we say nowadays. It's considered obsolete. People don't say gay as a lark anymore. The second definition, which apparently is not considered obsolete, and this is what it says on Wiktionary. It's not my fault.
Okay.
This is what they say. Very much homosexual. So, I mean, I have heard it said that there are levels to things.
Yeah,
to this.
yeah.
I don't know the levels. I didn't make it up. But very much homosexual is what I assume she means here.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that's definitely what we're supposed
because
to take away.
her next line, he's like that. I think that's great. Woo! He takes after his father more than we thought,
my
too.
Goodness. God. I just saw an excerpt from an interview with Molly Shannon. Is that her
Oh, yeah,
name?
you're talking about the Gary Coleman thing?
No.
Oh, she's brought some allegations against Gary Coleman.
No, Molly. I'm talking about the woman from Saturday Night Live. Who are you talking about?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the allegations? What the hell's going on?
I don't really pay any. Because he's been dead for 12 years. I didn't really care about him when he was alive.
Okay.
So I don't
Well,
really,
she just put out an autobiography, so
Yeah,
maybe
well, I'm
that's
sure that's where it came
There's
from.
multiple things, but her dad turns out was gay.
Oh.
But you threw me so much with the Gary Coleman thing that I don't know what I was even talking about.
Do we know who her dad is?
No, just
Just
a guy. Yeah,
Just Mr. Shannon?
just a guy, and closeted, didn't want to admit it, kind of thing, until he was like in his 70s.
Well,
It just sounds like a really sad
that's
way
a
to go
long
through your
life
life.
to have to- yeah.
it just sounds sad.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know why I brought that up.
So, like I said, Wolf takes
Well, there you go.
after Henry more ways than we thought. because
I guess, yeah.
because when
That's
Henry
true.
is confronted with heterosexual procreation in the wedding banquet lead up in Frankenstein, boy, he looks like he want to be anywhere else.
Yeah.
But talking about that,
Well, and again, like I'm sure I've said before, the whole story
the
of
whole
Frankenstein
thing of
is kind of it's super gay. But it might be considered.
I suppose it could
it
be
is a
looked
part.
at.
It is a. It is.
There's
There
a
could certainly
component.
be a subtext.
There's
to
a
it.
component. And certainly when they made
Because if you
Frankenstein
want
the
to
true
make
story,
people, oh yeah.
there's a definite gay
Well,
subtext.
geez,
to
yeah,
that.
that's on the verge of becoming text at that point.
And it's really well done.
It's not like gay, like 80s action movies are gay.
Oh no, it's not that.
It's
kitschy
people that
gay,
were
it's-
gay going, let's make this kind of gay.
Yeah,
And it's great.
Yeah, and it's done in a very smart way, not
Right.
not in that. Yeah,
Like Sylvester Stallone doesn't
Homo-
realize he's gay
homoerotic.
when he directed Rocky
well,
IV. Had no idea. It
Yeah,
was,
the '80s were an awful time.
It was it was a lot of problems.
'80s were very problematic. Yeah.
All right.
He's
But in
like-
the 30s, you could be gay as a lark, and that was considered, he's like that.
He's
That's
like
just
that.
how it
That's
is.
just how he is.
I didn't realize I had this. For Christ's sake. Used since at least the first half of the 1800s, the idiom happy as a lark is assumed to allude to the song of the lark, which to human ears seems quite beautiful, melodious, and happy.
And gay.
And super gay.
Super gay.
Turns out larks, super gay.
Super gay.
Yeah, who
That's
knew?
all there is to it. Is he in the lab now? No. He came into lunch looking gray as a ghost.
Gray as a ghost. He came into lunch looking gray as a ghost. You got
you
this one
look
too?
that up? Okay.
I did. You got it?
No, go ahead.
Here's the thing. That one's harder to figure out because if you look up "gray as a ghost," it wants to tell you about some phrase about the gray ghost. Ghosts. There's all kinds of shit on the internet about ghosts, and I hate all of it. I'm just not interested.
Yeah, I'm not a ghost.
Not a ghost guy. But okay, so we can intuit and assume a certain amount. What gray as a ghost means is that you're like in shock or
Yeah.
you're scared. That's
Yeah.
got to be what that means.
Yeah, like the color is drained from your face.
That's what it seems like that should mean, yes.
Yeah, right.
Well, what the fuck? Why is that? Because he's disappointed that he couldn't bring them on? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it
no,
doesn't make
it
sense.
doesn't make
in
dramatic sense
context
at this
all.
point, no.
It wouldn't be now. Could have happened to him, the scene where he came back after first seeing the monster.
Yes.
And this movie is edited together in a somewhat in a fashion that might lead you to believe maybe they
Maybe
did
they
think
did
this was
that.
going to come after that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree that he has no reason to be gray as a ghost because he pretty much threw in the towel himself. And
Another phrase. Maybe she should have said that. Oh, he looked like he
he
thrown in the towel.
towel.
The towel, madam? You know, the monster thing. Did I not tell you he couldn't bring the monster back to life?
He found his dad's monster in an old box in the attic. He's trying that again. It's like my cousin and I found my grandparents' still in their attic. He's got it running now in his house.
You're kidding.
No?
Still
from the Prohibition era, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so if you go to my cousin's house, you can get some bathtub gin.
I mean,
it'll fucking kill you.
I was going to say,
you'll go blind.
At the time, it was probably not good for you.
No.
I mean, it was probably pretty, I don't know.
Unsafe?
Yeah, there you go. Kind of unsafe. And now, with all the, decades full of, I assume he must have, put some boiling water through it or some way.
He's cleaned it out. And
yeah.
I mean, I've had some of the, I don't know if it's moonshine.
Okay.
Not like, oh, okay, that's a good vodka. No, it's just like, okay, that's booze.
It's just booze.
Boom.
Yeah.
It's, it's fine. If you really want to feel like you've been hit in the head with a cinder block, it's a good way to go. But
what is it? Isn't that in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Oh, it's like take a lemon peel and wrap it around a brick.
Yeah.
And then get struck in the head with it. Yeah.
That's the Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster.
Yes.
There you go. That's what he should call it. So he came in to lunch looking gray as a ghost. That phrase makes no sense. Yeah. Then what does she say?
It was on pins and needles.
I could see he was on pins and needles. Now this is another phrase.
Did you look this one up
that
too?
I looked up too. But we also know this one. This one's contemporary.
Is still in use.
It means you're in. What it really means is you're in suspense. I'm on pins and needles. I can't wait for this Amazon package.
Yeah.
I ordered some borax the other day. It's just, I can't wait. I can't fucking wait for the borax to come.
I ordered these little dongle things.
The USB-C to
I ordered them at 11 o'clock last night.
Oh, yeah.
They were at my door when I woke up this morning.
Oh,
it's wonderful.
God
bless you, Jeff Bezos.
What that means is that was on a shelf in Shakopee.
Oh, absolutely.
That's where the big...
Oh, absolutely.
It doesn't take long to get from Shakopee to... Where are we?
I'm going to blank that out. So
you're going to have to block that out.
We don't storming the gates.
We've had enough problem with people sending us stuff that we like. We don't need anymore. So this means
the address to send.
1622.
Oh my God!
North Belongdead Avenue. Have they actually named it that now? The city of decided to name it Belong
the signs
Dead
are
Avenue?
being manufactured.
I just wish it wasn't an avenue. Shouldn't it be Belong Dead Place? Or
This is Place. This is place. So it'll be
people. They're going to be outside the door with torches. The villagers are now at the door with torches.
Oh, great.
Suspense. So it seems like she's just. She's just using whatever random phrases happen to come to mind.
Well,
as soon as this problem's solved, he'll have a stick up his ass again.
I was going to say, when have we ever seen Wolf von Frankenstein gay as a lark? Ever.
Yeah, good point.
I can't see.
I
haven't seen Basil Rathbone being gay as a lark, let alone Wolf von Frankenstein.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sure he was a jolly.
Really not gay as a lark.
I'm sure he was a jolly man. The pictures of him and Karloff busting a gut attest
good point.
to.
Those are the times.
There's a great one on the set of Comedy of Terrors where you've got Basil Rathbone, Boris Karloff, Peter Lorre, and Vincent Price, and it's Rathbone, Karloff, and Price are in coffins, and Lorre is kind of lurching over them behind, and it looks like either Basil or Boris said something to make the other one laugh because they're both like their faces are like scrunched up like they're just.
I have seen that.
Yeah, it's a marvelous picture.
That's it. That's Basil Rathbone, gay as a lark. But as you're talking, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, not just the Black Sleep, but obviously Sherlock Holmes had to stick up his ass.
Oh yeah.
I guess he was gay as a lark for a couple of seconds here and there.
Up
I was going to say when he's playing the violin or when he's asking Watson to grab the needle.
The needle. Yeah. Surprised that made it as far as the final print of those films.
They wrote the script, shot the scene. Yeah, and it's in some of the prints because we have it today.
Yeah.
Him saying, Watson, grab the needle.
The needle, yeah.
We're odd, and that's the last. That's
like the last line of the film. Yeah.
Let's go get fucked up. I mean, fucked up. We're gonna use a needle.
Yeah.
Yep. So I've been on a Beatles kick, and one of the things that John Lennon
I would have never guessed.
one of the things John Lennon and Yoko Ono always said in interviews was, yeah, they did a little bit of heroin, but they never used needles because John says he was afraid of needles. So it made it a lot easier to kick heroin. And then in that Get Back documentary, they cut out a part where he actually says the word needles to Peter Sellers.
Oh.
Did you see? You don't
No,
know
I haven't seen it yet.
about.
No, I haven't seen it.
Peter Sellers visits the set. He's
Yeah,
he
was
going to be
a-
there 2 weeks later to film Magic Christian with
with Ringo, yeah.
So he shows up on set, and he's a comedic genius.
Of course.
And he is completely baffled. Without a script, he's completely useless. It's really kind of sad to see, because John Lennon is a wit.
Yes.
And Peter Sellers isn't a wit.
Just doesn't. No, he was not. He would take the material
Yeah.
and elevate it 10 times above what was on the page.
He was a great performer.
But yeah, left to his own
Like
devices.
Lugosi, yeah.
Yeah, I think he would extemporate on what he had.
Right, I'm sure he could add here and there.
Elevate it, like I said, but take it. Oh, this is a funny line, but he's the only actor that Kubrick let ad lib at all.
Okay.
Over 2 films. So I mean that says something.
What was the other one?
Lolita and Dr. Strangelove.
I haven't seen Lolita.
Really?
Is it good?
Lolita, yes, it's very good with James Mason. It's very good. He's the
You're
worst.
You're not selling it.
The
because,
worst
that's,
James Mason ever.
No,
It's as bad as my Gilbert Gottfried a couple weeks ago.
Well, the Gilbert Gottfried was terrible. That James Mason isn't bad. It really was, because it does. You're getting the.
Speaking
gist
of, I mean, Gilbert did an amazingly funny James Mason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was doing James Mason as Ralph Cramden, and I just about pissed myself. It was so funny.
You sent me a video. I still haven't looked at it. A couple of people now have sent me Gilbert videos.
Oh yeah,
I've
that was one of like 12 I got that day from people. Yeah, it's his Friars Club roast of George Takei.
Okay.
So you can imagine where that goes.
Yeah.
Speaking of being gay as a lark.
Actually, you just reminded me, in the episode we were on with him, he said they had Ron Chaney on.
Yeah.
And he's the Chinese Lon Chaney.
Yeah.
Good old Gilbert. R.I.P.
Well, yeah,
so apparently
and
he'd been suffering for years.
It sounds like that, yeah. I mean, this is all old hat by the time this airs.
So one of the last things he wanted to do was to have us on his pot. No, I guess it was a couple of years ago.
Years later.
But he was clearly already
apparently, yeah.
ill, yeah.
Well, it's apparently a really insidious thing to have because there's no real treatment and no real cure.
Is that right?
I guess, yeah.
I mean, there's a woman that does a podcast, the podcast, oh shoot, it's a super famous podcast. You've even probably heard it. She did a series on Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff.
Oh, right. Yeah, I've heard it.
Something Remember This. You must remember this. She's married to Rian Johnson, who made one of the Star Warses. Anyways, it seems like they just recorded that a couple weeks ago.
Really?
It seems like it. Maybe they recorded a bunch in advance, and I just don't know what I'm talking about.
Who does that? Who records a bunch of
I
it?
can't
That's
imagine.
just a sloppy, lazy way
That'd
to
be
do
like
it.
someone talking about the recent death of Gilbert Gottfried 6 weeks
Six
after
weeks
it
after
happened.
it happened, yeah.
Follow us on it. No, what do you got? You got more.
Advised him to go out in the open air, and he's been gone for hours.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. So he's been walking around for hours. Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
He's a
I've
person.
taken a walk for hours at times.
Yeah, and he's had a bad day.
He
did every single thing he could possibly imagine.
Everything he could do with this monster
He
will
worked-
never get out of that coma.
He worked to the point of exhaustion. Remember that scene where he was working so hard to bring the monster back to life, and someone came up and said, "Work!" Well, that didn't happen.
No,
that was a different thing.
no,
I'm thinking of the
that's a different
comic
guy.
book version.
Well, he did work for. He did actually
Worked to
work hard.
exhaustion
Yeah.
for days.
Yep. At this point, Wolf enters with his hat, cane, and scarf.
Yeah, he's really
Coming back from
he's
his
living it
walk.
up. He looks like he's coming back from the wolf hunt, right? Or the fox hunt.
Fox hunt, yeah. Maybe.
He really looks like he's got that going on. Does he have jodhpurs?
Henry didn't leave those to him.
Does
Henry had jodhpurs in.
Does
Frankenstein.
Victor Frankenstein ever look like that? I can picture
Brano?
Peter Cushing.
I don't know if Cushing ever wore jodhpurs.
Actually, you know what I'm probably thinking of is Star Wars.
He does wear them in there, yeah.
There.
He does,
okay,
yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think his Frankenstein did, no.
Okay.
Not that I recall. I could be wrong. And Krog is concerned. Don't you mind being left alone in this cheerful, happy place?
Not during the day.
Not during the day.
But at night, that's when the loonies come out.
Pinky starts having his parties.
That's when I could have fucking sworn this little door opened up,
and some creepy,
weirdo was staring at me.
Weird fucker was looking at me. Wolf pauses to just kind of, I think he's just kind of reading the room.
Yeah.
Like, shit, Krog's here. Okay, they're just having a little conversation. Hey, how's everybody doing? How are ya?
That's kind of Rathbone's take on this whole scene. Yeah. I'll have more to say about this next.
Oh yeah, definitely. Krog rises.
I think you've also found the title for this week's episode. Shit, what the fuck? That's what he does. He comes in the shit, what the fuck?
Perfect. They shake hands, and we learn that Wolf enjoyed his walk very much.
He did. They shake left hands.
Yes. Well, obviously they have to.
It's a thing that happens to people. They do that sometimes.
If you got a wooden right arm, what are you going to do?
I mean, okay, so I don't want you to regret the decisions you've made, but you've asked me this question, and the answer is yeah. Are you kidding me? I'm always going to go with the wooden arm. That'd be amazing. That's all I would do is watch people just be weird.
Just swing your shoulder around so it jerks up.
I'm trying to think what George Carlin says. He's talking about things that aren't your fault or whatever. And at one point he's like, yeah, you go to shake hands with somebody and they have an incomplete hand. I think it's the term he uses. Not your fault, but you're like, yeah! Yeah, not your fault.
I did that once at a job interview, and I think it might be why I didn't get the job.
Okay, that can happen.
I didn't. Jesus Christ! Sorry. Yeah. But it was awkward. It was awkward. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole notion of shaking hands is so fucking weird.
I think we're done.
We're done with it?
I think so.
I shook a lot of hands last night at that wedding.
I suppose.
I actually went to shake my brother's hand with the right, and he reached over with his left. Maybe he's got a wooden arm.
He's got a wooden arm. Well, see, when you don't see somebody for years, a lot of stuff can happen.
Okay, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Redbubble, and Patreon.